It's 26 degrees at 7:47. It's time for today's News Extra program, and presented by First State Bank. Here is Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis, and good morning, everyone. And Sue Maxcy is here again, only this time, instead of talking about diabetes and how to prevent diabetes and how to maybe cure diabetes, take care of it, she's going to talk about cookies. Okay, so that's a little bit different than what you usually talk about, right,
Yeah.
Sue?
Well, I do have a life outside the
Outside of the
clinic.
diabetes clinic, that's right. Okay, all right, so the 25th annual Cookie Walk coming up this Saturday for the Gering Methodist Church, 8 to noon. Kind of talk about, now this is not like the cake walks that you see at some places when they have some of those bazaars and all that kind of stuff. This is a little bit different. Kind of explain how this works.
Well, it is a little bit different, but what we have is tables set up with all kinds of cookies and candies and just wonderful goodies made by the women of the Gering Methodist Church. And you have a little box and you have a glove and you walk around the tables and pick out which cookie or candy that you want. It's really lots of fun, and I have to say the women in the Methodist Church are really good cooks, and so there's lots of wonderful goodies. This is if you don't have time to make some baked goods on your own to take to maybe to the office or to take to a friend. It's a really nice opportunity to do maybe what you don't have time for at home.
Yeah. So how many women from the Gering United Methodist Church probably do this cooking? Do you have any idea?
Oh, I suspect 20 to 30 women.
Yeah.
There's really very few women in our church that don't help with this project in some way. It is actually sponsored by the United Methodist Women, who it does not include in its organization all the women. You have a choice to belong to that. But in our church, we're pretty all-inclusive. If you're in the Methodist Church, you're a United Methodist woman.
Okay. All right. And you have some sewing ladies as well. So there's going to be some homemade items there, right?
That's right. We have a group of ladies in our church that have a sewing room. And in that sewing room, they help people with repairs, and they make wonderful, beautiful projects. And so they're going to have a table also that you can come and look for gifts for someone. Last year I bought several things that I'm actually going to save for my granddaughter because they're such neat little things, embroidery and some crocheting, just neat things.
Yeah, okay. And we'll tell you what all the proceeds from this go to after we take this break.
Just everyone, both those who give as well as those who receive. For 31 years, First State Bank has been able to touch the lives of many in the Panhandle.
See how much fun it is, Carol?
And this year
She does it easily.
with a new Christmas gift or a cash donation to the program. Donations may be left
I don't know, you probably have seen that we have an elevator now in our church, and it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, it's nice, huh?
We've been trying to get one for 20 years.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
All right, we are back on News Extra. We have Sue Maxcy here, and we're talking about the 25th annual Cookie Walk that's going to be held this Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon over at the Gering Methodist Church. They're going to have cookies there for you to buy. You take your little box, pick up the cookies, and then you pay per pound what is in the box. And then they're also going to have some homemade items as well from the sewing ladies over at the church. So the church will probably make quite a bit of money out of this. So you say, well, what are they going to use the money for? So, Sue, Sue Maxcy, what are they going to use the money for?
Well, we have several things that we use this for. The first thing I want to talk about is Camp Noeska up at Chadron State Park. It's a Methodist church camp, and it was in the line of fire this summer, literally. The fire was up to the back door of the lodge, and we lost about 8 of the 10 cabins at our church camp, and so some of our proceeds will go to that. We also have a wonderful woman in our church, Kathy Yost, who is going to Kenya next summer on a mission trip, and so we're helping with that, helping Kathy and the group that's going take supplies over to Kenya, and that's a very exciting thing for us to do. Two other areas that we use our money for is we have a sponsor a nursing scholarship at UNMC every year to an upper level student, and then we have a new elevator at our church that we probably will also help out with that. It's a wonderful addition to our church. So if you are someone that needs to have help with an elevator, walking is difficult for you, you can walk right up to the door and right to the cookie walk if you want to this year.
That's very good. It's nice to have an elevator, huh?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, and you need a fund to kind of maintain it because every so often something goes wrong, right?
Well, I hope not.
Every so often
Every
it
so
will.
often
Every so often, though, it will.
It's a machine.
Yeah, that's right.
It has
So-
a computer in it.
so something will happen to it eventually. That's right. Okay, well, it sounds great. You encourage everybody to get there early, right?
Yeah, come early and shop, and we have wonderful cookies, and it's a delight to have everybody that comes into our church and help us support the church, and also to remember the reason we're there. The Advent season has started, and a time for love and sharing.
Sometimes we forget with all that bombardment of advertising, huh?
We do.
All right. Okay, very good. Gering United Methodist Church, 8 a.m. to noon on Saturday, the 25th annual Cookie Walk. Make sure you stop on by. Thanks, Sue, for coming in.
Thanks, Kevin.